Chelsea fans, are we really ready to dream again? Stamford Bridge is buzzing this week, and if you are a true blue, you can feel it too. A new manager, a new plan, a new attitude. After the mess of last season, Chelsea are walking into 2026-27 with a fresh face on the touchline, and his name is Xabi Alonso. Some fans are cautious. Some fans are already dreaming of lifting the Premier League trophy in May. Wherever you sit, one thing is clear. This season feels different. This season feels like the start of something new. So let us ask the big question right away. Can Xabi Alonso really turn Chelsea into champions this season? Or is this just another false dawn like the ones we have seen too many times under this ownership? Grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let us walk through this together. By the end of this piece, you will understand why so many good judges of the game believe Chelsea are the team best placed to give Arsenal a real fight this season, and why others still think we need one more year before we are ready. From 10th place to title talk. Let us start with where we are coming from. Last season was hard to watch if you love this club. Chelsea finished 10th in the Premier League. 10th. For a club with our history, that is simply not good enough, and every single fan in the stands knew it. The season was chaos from start to finish. There were changes at the top. There was disruption in January when the club had to part ways with its head coach after his heart clearly was not in it anymore. Chelsea even had to release a statement explaining what happened, admitting that the club felt let down by a manager whose focus had drifted elsewhere. It was messy. It was painful. And it left Chelsea searching for stability once again. Out of that mess came one big decision. The club turned to Xabi Alonso. Now here is a question for you. When was the last time Chelsea made an appointment that actually felt exciting instead of desperate? Alonso is different. He is not a name plucked out to fill a gap. He is a coach who has already won a league title, and he did it in one of the most remarkable ways football has seen in years. Why Xabi Alonso is the right man for this job? Let us talk about what Alonso actually brings to Chelsea, because this matters more than any headline. Alonso took charge of Bayer Leverkusen and delivered something that had never happened before in that club's history. He won them their first ever Bundesliga title, and he did it without losing a single domestic match all season. Think about that for a moment. An entire league campaign, and his team could not be beaten. That is not luck. That is a manager who knows exactly what he is doing. After that, Alonso moved to Real Madrid, one of the toughest jobs in world football. It did not work out the way he wanted, and life at a giant club like that can be brutal for any coach. But here is the important part. The pressure and demands at a club like Real Madrid are on another level compared to almost anywhere else in the game. A difficult spell there does not erase what he built in Germany, and it does not erase the football brain that made him one of the most wanted coaches in Europe. Chelsea have given Alonso a 4-year contract. That alone tells you something. This is not a short-term fix. This is a long-term plan. The club wants him to build something that lasts, not just patch up the damage from last season. Ask yourself this. How many managers arrive at Chelsea these days with a genuine trophy already on their coaching record? Not many. That is exactly why there is real hope in this appointment, even from fans who have learned to be careful with their excitement after years of managerial changes. The style Alonso wants to bring Alonso is known for a high-energy, aggressive style of play. At Leverkusen, he set his team up to press hard, win the ball back quickly, and attack with pace and purpose. He likes a back three or a back four that can shift shape depending on the moment, giving his teams flexibility that confuses opponents. For Chelsea, this means a shift away from some of the slower, more passive football we saw at times last season. Alonso wants intensity. He wants his players sprinting, pressing, and fighting for every ball. He wants a team that looks hungry, not a team that looks like it is just going through the motions. Will it take time for the players to fully understand what he wants? Almost certainly yes. New ideas do not click overnight, especially in a league as fast and physical as the Premier League. But the early signs from preseason training have shown a squad working hard on fitness, sharpness, and quick decision-making, exactly the foundations Alonso needs before his full plan can come together. The blessing in disguise. Nobody expected here is something that might surprise you, but it could be one of the biggest reasons Chelsea can compete this season. Chelsea have no European football this year. Now, normally, missing out on European competition is seen as a disaster for a big club. It hurts prestige. It hurts the wallet. But this season, it might actually be the secret weapon that helps Chelsea catch up to the teams above them. Think about what this means in practical terms. While Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool, and other rivals are juggling midweek matches across Europe on top of their league games, Chelsea get to focus everything on the Premier League and the domestic cups. More rest for the players. More time on the training pitch for Alonso to drill his ideas into the squad. Fewer injuries from a packed fixture list. Does this guarantee success? Of course not. But ask yourself honestly, would you rather have a fresh, well-rested squad training hard every week under a manager trying new ideas, or a tired squad flying across the continent every few days with barely any time to work on the basics? There is already a real example of this working in the Premier League. Manchester United used exactly this kind of situation to their advantage in the second half of last season when they were without European football, and it helped turn their campaign around. Chelsea have the depth in their squad to try something similar, and Alonso has the extra hours on the training pitch to make it count. The history that gives Chelsea fans real hope. Now here comes the part that should give every Chelsea fan goosebumps. 10 years ago, Chelsea finished 10th in the Premier League. The season after that, Chelsea won the league title. That happened under Antonio Conte in the famous 2016-17 season, and it remains Chelsea's most recent Premier League crown. Read that again. 10th place one season. Champions the very next season. Is it a guarantee that history repeats itself? No, football does not work that way. But it proves something important. It proves that a poor league position does not always reflect the true quality sitting inside a squad. Sometimes all it takes is the right manager arriving with the right plan, and suddenly everything clicks into place. Chelsea's current squad has serious talent running through it. The pieces from last season were often good enough to create chances at a level close to the Champions League. The issue was never a total lack of quality. The issue was inconsistency, structure, and confidence. Those are exactly the kind of problems a strong, organized manager like Alonso is built to fix. So here is a question worth sitting with. If Conte could take a 10th-place Chelsea side to the title, why should we assume Alonso cannot do something similar with a squad that many believe has even more raw attacking talent? The stars ready to lead the line. Every title challenge needs match winners, and Chelsea have two very important ones already in the building. Cole Palmer remains the heartbeat of this Chelsea side. Even in a season disrupted by injuries, he still managed to contribute goals and moments of pure quality that reminded everyone why he is one of the most exciting talents in the league. A fully fit Cole Palmer, playing with confidence under a manager who believes in him, is a nightmare for any Premier League defense. Then there is João Pedro. What a season he had. The Brazilian forward scored around 20 goals in his debut campaign for the club, showing sharp finishing, strong hold-up play, and the kind of hunger that fans fall in love with. He was named Chelsea's Player of the Season, and rightly so. Chelsea have not had a genuine focal point striker with this kind of impact since the Didier Drogba days, and that comparison alone tells you how special João Pedro's arrival has been for this club. Now picture this. Both Palmer and João Pedro missed out on their country's World Cup squads. That could have been a moment of disappointment for both players. Instead, it gave them a clear point to prove heading into this Premier League season, arriving for pre-season fresh, fit, and hungry to show the world what they can do at club level. Add in the fresh legs and creativity of new signing Morgan Rogers, who arrived in a British transfer record deal and has already spoken about his excitement to link up again with Cole Palmer, and Chelsea suddenly have an attacking trio that can trouble any defense in England. Ask yourself, how many teams in this league can boast that kind of attacking talent walking out for them every single week? The signings that show real ambition. This summer has not just been about appointing Alonso. It has been about backing him properly, and that matters more than fans sometimes realize. Morgan Rogers arrived from Aston Villa in a deal that broke British transfer records, a clear signal that Chelsea are serious about competing at the very top this season. Maxence Lacroix joined from Crystal Palace to add strength and experience to the backline. Experienced heads like Jordan Henderson have also arrived to bring leadership and know-how to a squad that has, at times, looked short on game management in tight matches. This is different from previous windows where Chelsea seemed to sign for the sake of signing, filling the squad with promising but raw young players. This summer has been more targeted, more focused on players who can make an immediate difference. That is exactly the kind of transfer business a manager needs behind him if he is going to be judged fairly in his first season. Being honest about the concerns now, as much as we want to get carried away with excitement, let us be fair and look at this with clear eyes, because that is what proper analysis should do. There are real question marks over this Chelsea squad, and pretending otherwise would not be doing you justice as a fan who deserves the full picture. The defense is the biggest concern. Chelsea conceded goals far too easily last season, and while Maxence Lacroix adds quality, there are still doubts about whether the backline is settled enough to handle the physical, relentless nature of a full Premier League title race. Games against the top sides expose weaknesses quickly, and Chelsea cannot afford to keep giving away soft goals if they want to be taken seriously as challengers. The goalkeeper position has also been a talking point all summer. Chelsea have chosen not to bring in a new experienced number one, instead placing faith in Robert Sanchez, Mike Penders, and the club's other options between the sticks. Some respected voices in the game have openly questioned whether this is a strong enough plan at this level. Time will tell whether that faith is rewarded or whether it becomes a costly gamble. Then there is the adaptation period. Alonso's ideas are demanding. His pressing structure and tactical demands take time to learn properly, and Chelsea do not have the luxury of a slow start if they want to stay in touch with the teams at the top of the table. Early results will matter a lot in shaping the mood around the club, fair or not. And finally, there is the simple truth of Premier League competition. Arsenal have been building a strong, settled squad for several seasons now. Manchester City remain one of the most ruthless machines English football has ever seen. Liverpool continue to be a genuine threat every year. Beating sides like this over a full 38-game season requires more than good intentions. It requires consistency, week after week, month after month. So here is a fair question for you as a fan. Are you excited about the potential, while also staying realistic about the challenges ahead? Because both things can be true at the same time. What the football world is saying about Chelsea. It is not just Chelsea fans who see something building at Stamford Bridge. Journalists and pundits across the football world have been sharing their predictions for this season, and the picture is interesting. Many respected voices see Chelsea as a genuine dark horse for a top-4 finish, pointing to the calmer squad, the extra rest from no European football, and the attacking talent already available. Others have gone further, naming Chelsea as the team most likely to push Arsenal the hardest this season, ahead of even Manchester City and Liverpool in that particular conversation. A smaller but bold group of journalists have gone all the way, backing Chelsea outright to win the Premier League title this season, pointing to the same 10th to first pattern that Antonio Conte delivered a decade ago. Betting markets currently list Chelsea behind the traditional big favorites for the title, but ahead of several sides who many expected to be closer to the top of the table. That tells its own story. The wider football world does not see Chelsea as pretenders this season. They see a club capable of surprising people, even if the outright title feels like a stretch for many neutral observers. Is that not exactly the position Chelsea fans should want to be in? Not the arrogant favorites everyone is gunning for, but the dangerous outsider that nobody quite wants to play against. Setting our sights on Arsenal. Let us talk about the team standing at the very top of English football right now. Arsenal. There is no point pretending Arsenal are not a serious side. They have built carefully over several seasons, added quality in the right areas, and developed a level of consistency that has made them genuine title contenders year after year. Respect where respect is due. But here is the thing about football. Being the best on paper does not always translate to being the best on the pitch every single week. Pressure changes things. Expectation changes things. Arsenal will feel every bit of pressure that comes with being the team everyone expects to win, and pressure like that can crack even the strongest-looking sides if challengers keep applying it. Chelsea, on the other hand, come into this season with something different. Low pressure from outside expectations, but high hunger from inside the dressing room. Nobody is picking us as favorites, and honestly, that can be a dangerous position for opponents to underestimate. When these two sides eventually meet this season, do not expect Chelsea to turn up as nervous underdogs. Expect a team playing with freedom, playing with belief, and playing with a manager on the touchline who has already proven he knows exactly how to win a title race when everyone else doubted him. Picture the scene already. Stamford Bridge roaring. Cole Palmer running at defenders with that fearless confidence. João Pedro sniffing around the box waiting for a half chance. Morgan Rogers driving forward with fresh legs. Alonso pacing the touchline, calm, calculated, in total control. That is the kind of afternoon that can shift the entire mood of a title race. What this season really means for Chelsea. Step back for a moment and think about the bigger picture here. This season is not just about league position. It is about identity. It is about Chelsea rediscovering who they are after years of confusion under this ownership. The constant managerial changes, the disjointed transfer strategy in previous windows, the feeling that the club had lost its way compared to the glory days many fans still remember fondly. Xabi Alonso represents a chance to reset that story. A 4-year contract shows genuine commitment from both sides. A summer of targeted signings shows genuine intent. A fresh tactical approach shows genuine ambition. All the ingredients are there. Now it is about putting them together on the pitch, week after week, result after result. Chelsea fans have every right to feel a mixture of excitement and nerves right now. We have been let down before. We have seen bright starts fade into disappointment. But there is something about this specific moment that feels different, and it is not just blind hope talking. It is the manager with proven title-winning pedigree. It is the attacking talent already sitting in the squad. It is the fresh legs from no European distractions. It is the history of bouncing back strongly from difficult league positions. All of these things stacking together at once is rare, and Chelsea fans should recognize just how rare a moment like this actually is. Final word before kickoff. So where does that leave us as we count down to the new season? Chelsea are not the outright favorites for the Premier League title, and being honest with ourselves, that is probably a fair assessment given where the club finished last season. But Chelsea are absolutely positioned as the team best placed to give Arsenal the most serious challenge, backed by real football people, real data, and a real history of bouncing back stronger from difficult seasons. Xabi Alonso has the coaching pedigree. The squad has the attacking talent. The calendar has given Chelsea a rare advantage with no European football to worry about. And the history books remind us that 10th place one year does not mean 10th place forever, especially not at a club with the resources and quality that Chelsea still possess. Now it is over to you, Chelsea family. Do you believe this is the season everything comes together? Do you see Alonso as the manager who finally brings stability and success back to Stamford Bridge? Or are you still waiting to see it happen on the pitch before you let yourself believe fully? Whatever you feel right now, one thing is certain. This season will not be boring. Chelsea are back in the conversation, back in the fight, and back knocking on the door of the Premier League's biggest prizes. Arsenal have been warned. The Blues are coming, and this time, we are coming with a plan. Drop your predictions below. Where do you think Chelsea finished this season? Are we talking top 4, or are you brave enough to say title contenders? Let us hear it, Chelsea family. Up the Blues.